I'll go. I had to hit the record.
Hello, welcome to our show, Into the Mystic. Tonight we'll be talking about adrenochrome. So I do have trigger warnings available. We'll be talking about children and terrible things that happen to children. Um, and then here are my hosts, Brian James and Cassidy Lightwing.
Howdy, howdy.
Hi,
Howdy,
guys.
howdy. Okay, see, now that was better. Yeah, it was a
That
good
is
take,
better.
too. And
It
we'll
feels
fix
smoother.
right? It really, really does.
It does.
Okay. So you heard Shannon, and I want to reemphasize it. Get the kids out of the room. Okay.
Yes,
You
please.
don't even want them knowing what we're talking about, let alone, the things that we're going to be saying. And if the show should get cut off by Facebook because of, talking about matters that are too dark, check out YouTube later for the recorded because we're just going to keep on going. That's the beauty of recording from behind the scenes. Yar. All right. So let's start with Shannon. What is adrenochrome?
Adrenochrome is it's turned into something else. But what it started out as a a synthesis your adrenals go through when they are activated. So when your adrenals are activated, let's say you get scared, um, you go into fight or flight. So your adrenaline is as high as it can be. Um, you get goosebumps. Everything around you stops and you're very in the moment. Um, and it releases a bunch of oxygen in your body. So, um, what are things that when you're around a bunch of oxygen, you know how much clearer and stuff that things are? It can go either way. Whether you get too much oxygen, you get kind of loopy, or you can be very in the moment, very clear. Well, that's what the adrenochrome does. And um, they studied it. It also has to do with the pituitary and the little gem that nobody knows anything about hardly, the pineal gland.
No, humans don't know.
No, we're very ignorant to what the pineal gland does, but I feel like it's an incredibly important gland that we have.
Yes,
Um,
100%.
so they've done limited research on adrenochrome um, from 1950 to about 1970. They tried to do some research, but I think at 1970 they figured out what it can do, and then they just started selling. They just started selling it or making it known to the global elites because they're always on the lookout for something that will make them youthful and have lots of energy. Oh, this tater, lots of energy, and so I think that's about when it started coming around, is maybe the 70s or 80s.
Oh, I'm
Um,
sorry, Shannon. It's been around a lot longer than that. I'm afraid
Probably,
you're going to learn some dark stuff.
no, and you know what? I feel like it has too, but I just really couldn't find it in my research, and
Right.
I consider myself to be a good researcher, but I wonder if when natives or people went into war, if adrenochrome was part of their before pre-war, you know.
Well, there's the berserkers, a Viking legend. What they would do is literally they would do a couple of different rituals to enact different forms of adrenaline, so that what they would receive is basically a shot of their own adrenochrome, and yeah, it can make you pretty much invincible. It can make you immune to the effects of shock and liquid shock, which are the two factors in most deaths in combat. And good luck with any infections trying to get through a fully charged up, adrenaline fight or flight body. Not going to happen. So
Right.
it would appear as magic to the ancient peoples, but it's a biological thing. And don't feel bad about your researching skills. It's not your researching skills that didn't turn this up. It's about combining several different sciences and realizing it. Basically, uh, knowledge of heraldry, what the nobles used to do, knowledge of metaphysics, some of the darker rituals that people don't get to learn about, and knowledge of biology for what the actual effect of what these people were doing to themselves, like Elizabeth Bathory, you know. So it's one of those things you got to put it all together. Elizabeth Bathory was harvesting adrenochrome. She didn't even know it, you know, but it's forever. I mean, think about it. We all love vampires, right?
Right.
You, I can only feed on the blood of a virgin blood.
Right.
Adrenochrome goes back a long time, and that's
And
sad.
I'm very aware that the berserkers were some of the best, gnarliest, bravest warriors there have ever been.
Right.
I mean, there was just nothing that they were afraid of.
True.
And that's what the adrenochrome does even to a regular person, is
Hmm.
it makes them, you know, untouchable basically.
Well, at least they feel untouchable.
They
Yeah,
feel untouchable, right? Exactly.
it's not terribly dissimilar from the effects of PCP in that regard. You know.
Right. Well, what I got from my research on it is they said it's very similar. The high, now what they do is they harvest the blood from children.
It,
Um, they don't do it from adults, because what is the one thing that children have that adults do not have? They have a pineal gland. Your pineal gland calcifies at
mm,
ages 11 through 13.
sort of. In a proper environment, it crystallizes, not calcifies. But you're absolutely correct on the right track. There's a number of chemical changes that you go through, and that's one
Right.
of them. I just wanted to say crystallization is not the same thing.
But anyway, it gets that's why children are able to see ghosts. They're able to see spirits. They're more telepathic in nature. They're more empathetic in nature. They and it's all because of the pineal gland. So, what the global elites are doing is they're kidnapping, or they already have women that are having babies for this particular
Yeah.
purpose.
Yes. Point of fact, it actually just hit the news a couple of days ago and got swept under that China has been officially harvesting children for this purpose for about 20 years. So no, Shannon is not exaggerating, guys. She's not fucking around.
I wish I was.
God, me too.
Yeah, with the pineal gland, precognition, telepathy, um, mediumship, channeling, empath, photographic memory. Um, that's all involved with the pineal gland.
Yeah.
And so when they harvest this from children, like you said, the high, they said it's almost like a mescaline high, but I feel like it would be with the adrenals, a mescaline plus speed high.
Mm. I wouldn't know. I only pretty much the main reason I know these rituals is so I can hunt these humans. So I wouldn't know what it feels like. Does anybody here know what mescaline feels like? No judgment.
Right. No, I don't have any judgment either. I have no idea. I would,
Yeah,
it kind of seems shroomy to me, like speedy shroomy.
yeah. I just know that apparently it makes you feel like Neo because they make the mescaline comment in the first Matrix movie.
Oh,
So
do they?
apparently it makes because Neo goes right in the beginning when he meets the White Rabbit. He goes, "Have you ever had a dream that you thought was so real?" And he goes, "Yeah, mescaline." Remember?
Isn't isn't that the same thing that peyote's made from, or
Well,
isn't that derived from peyote?
I don't know what mescaline's made of, but I can make peyote, and I can tell you a proper peyote ritual. I could see being like what the guy described. So maybe when you're doing a proper peyote ritual, you're going to go in and out of consciousness, and when you're out of consciousness, you're going to see things you think are so real. That's why you need a shaman there with you to keep you safe, so you don't punch a
I've
cactus or something.
I've been to a peyote ritual before, and
Hmm.
it was crazy.
Tell us, because I mean, I can tell about the peyote rituals I've led, but then that's just me telling stories. Please help.
Well, no, I mean, I just don't want to. We have a lot of Cherokee
Ooh,
a lot of Indians around,
right.
full tribal members of Indians, and the peyote rituals are very important to, if they're going to go to college, if they're
Mm.
entering high school, if any important type thing, because it helps them go into a deeper prayer.
That makes sense. The ones I've led were always from someone who had just suffered a very, very deep soul deep loss, like the loss of a mother or child, and they needed the
Right.
ritual to help them get recentered.
Yeah, and it is a resetter, I do believe too. Like you said, I believe it resets depression and anxiety.
Mm.
So,
Paul Harding, via Kristen Harding, says it's just like an acid trip.
yeah,
Mescaline.
that's and so yeah, and so what these elites do is they harvest this from the children, they kidnap and kill, and they torture. Ay,
No, they
is a
don't kill
huge
them. They don't kill
no,
them.
they don't.
That's the
They
problem.
torture them and they
Yeah.
scare them, because the more
Well,
scared and the more torture they feel is the higher their adrenaline levels get.
Well, it's more than just that. Here's where it gets extra messed up, folks. Those who know how to do it will do a variety of things to these kids, not just torture. When these elites go to order their adrenochrome, they order it by like the mood they want to feel. All right, so they'll M-word the children to harvest at the peak of things that we should not be discussing with children of that age. Things that get you killed where I'm from. You do not hurt the children.
No.
We're coming. We're going to get you all. We're going to get all of you. Yeah, you guys might want to ask yourself why the fucking elites are dreaming of lions in their sleep these days. So anyway, so they'll do a variety of things to these children. A lot of things which don't seem abusive on the surface, like, oh, Jimmy, you're the greatest, most special kid in the whole wide world. Don't you feel special, Jimmy? You're the most specialist. You're the chosen one, Jimmy. Here, let's just get some blood out of the back of your neck while you're feeling so special, Jimmy. So, like on the surface, it doesn't seem, abusive until the harvest stage. So it's like you can with the right kind of adrenochrome, you can make yourself feel anything you want.
Right.
Okay. And not one of those will save your asses. They're watching, folks, by the way. They've been interfering with the episode so far. They don't want you to know this stuff. Anyway, please continue before I start raging.
Um, so they them, they torture and scare them to get all the glands functioning
Mm-hmm.
at full capacity, all the adrenaline and the pituitary gland and everything going at full capacity, and then they them, and then they inject their blood into their bodies.
That's the primitive way to do it. Is also the ways they can synthesize it and boil it down and refine it. It's gotten to a full science.
Has it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find a lot of information on it, but I just felt
You think
like
they're
it
going to let
really.
that stuff get known?
I'm glad you know about it, because it needs to be talked about.
Yeah, well, it's not just me. There are a number of, I'm going to say, holy orders that are still active these days who take care of it. Epstein didn't kill himself.
Of course he didn't.
You know,
He's still alive, I think.
Sounds
no,
like
he is not. I can tell you that.
sounds like me and my friend Barbara need to go do some hunting.
Dude, that everyone, every fucking group of every tribe of humans everywhere should be hunting. That's why I've been saying, what is it going to take? When will you rage? You know?
Right.
So it's their holy orders. Shout out to the Order of the Dragon, who actually do still operate. If any of you are watching this show, please come on, please. Okay, the world needs hope. And if the world knows you're still out there, there's a lot of hope to be had. And no, folks, yes, that's the order of the real life Dracula. And no, he wasn't really like that as a vampire. He was not really a vampire. He was actually a hero to the Romanian people. So, folks, there are people fighting back. The question is, do you want to be one of them?
Right. Even discussing it, I think, is putting it out there and shining a light on it. It can't be kept in darkness that way.
In your research, Shannon, I'm sure you've come across other people who tried to talk about this and got strangely silenced. So, in a way, just having the courage to come on this camera tonight is you being a warrior. That's Odin going, oh, you get to sit by me. Okay.
Thank you. So this adrenochrome also gives boundless energy, focus, and but it's also regarded as the fountain of youth, a fountain of youth.
Yeah.
And this is what got the Hollywood elites involved, because anything with them and youthfulness, they don't even care what they're going to take, but they're going to
Right.
take, it's going to be a part of their life.
Right. What the chemicals will do, folks, is they'll, by the way, is this okay? How you would basically say what's happened and then I give the explanation why? Is that cool?
Yeah, I prefer it that way.
Well, it's your show. I don't want to take it over. So, but yeah, so yeah, collagen. What happens is when you ingest or partake of adrenochrome, it increases your collagen production. That's the subcutaneous fat layers, and it will make you look younger by filling in wrinkles. But it doesn't last. I mean, a lot of us have seen movies where, like, there was that one where the star came down and she was a really pretty lady. But anyway, that one relies on the same trope: the witch that takes the blood and rubs it on her face, and for a second she's beautiful. Oh, like
Right.
in the Emperor in The Dark Crystal. I'm young again. Wait, I'm old again. Shit. It's kind of a trope. There's a reason it's a trope.
Right. So and the recent adrenochrome, and I'm sure everybody's kind of heard about it, but since COVID-19 has happened.
I'm pointing to comments that are in the Lions Pride.
Okay.
Carry on.
Since COVID-19 happened, they're showing all these movie stars at home, and they are freaking shot out. Like they look like they've all aged 10, 15 years because they haven't been getting their regular adrenochrome.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Ray, sorry.
no, go ahead.
Ray mentioned that the video that Madonna did was purged, but some of you will have seen it, especially with that creepy shit Madonna did recently. The video is resurfaced, but it keeps getting scrubbed. Yeah, a couple months ago, she did a video of her doing adrenochrome, so it's very real. You just got to find the video because it's been scrubbed.
There is supposedly, and I don't know if this is true or not, but a video with Hillary Clinton and who was the her cohort that she was hanging around. She's a young girl. I forgot her name.
Greta Thunberg.
No, she's like Indian or something. She was on one of her cabinet. Anyway, it showed they said they have seen videos of these women scaring and torturing and killing a and actually wearing her own skin a 10-year-old girl on video.
Yeah.
And I guess the New York police seized this, and they said the whole police department was crying and vomiting
Yeah.
because it was so disgusting.
Yeah. It's that kind of thing that makes cops go bad because it kills their hope in humanity, you know? And
Right,
then, so people need to understand when you're dealing with cops, these people deal with shit you can't imagine, you know?
right. I
That doesn't
mean,
give them
but
the right to
that
abuse
was
people, though.
they said that was the worst of the worst they've ever seen. Um,
Kristen says that's what was on Hunter Biden's laptop. Wow.
was it? Can you
I
remember the
don't know.
name? Kristen,
What?
do you have the name of the girl that was with Hillary Clinton?
Yeah.
One Clinton was a cheater, the other one's a blood drinker.
Yeah.
I knew that family was screwed up. Too good of a presidency, I'm telling you.
Yeah. I actually have a lot of good things to say about Bill Clinton.
I
You
like
know,
Bill Clinton.
NAFTA's not one of them, though. Okay. No, she says. All right. Fair enough.
Okay, thank you
Now,
anyway.
Ray corrects me. He says they're starting to do, it's called blood facials, is what they're calling it right now. But it's still the same thing. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter what
Yes,
you call it.
it's called a vampire facial, but and what they're doing is they are putting holes in women's, like making women bleed and using their own blood. They haven't that I know of. They haven't got to use other people's blood yet, but I'm sure it's coming up
So,
next.
hey, they want to do vampire facials? Hey, Ray, how about we do guru facials? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wendigo time, baby. Yes, that's a werewolf joke for those of you who got it. Because vampire werewolf, you know.
Right. So, um, how they get the children, I'm sure is any way they can. You know, like I said, they have women that get pregnant sheerly for this purpose of bringing up children that they can harvest adrenochrome through. I'm sure people sell children, and there are over 500,000 children that go missing each year.
Yeah, and this is reaching across all political aisles. Um, now that you're learning this stuff and you can look it up and find out for yourself that it's true, ask yourself why there's roughly 300,000 children that get seen, witnesses, and counted crossing the border, but then when
They're
the buses and whatnot, the kids are just gone.
they just disappear.
They're just gone.
And this has absolutely nothing to do with politics.
No,
You know,
no,
a
this
lot
is
of
just
people will
talking
say
about how
the
they
the
get their
Democrat,
kids.
the bad Democrats, and then
It's got nothing to do with
no,
Democrat or
no, this
Republican.
is the elite global, and they're on a whole other level than anybody else. They're set aside. They are not any political um party. You know, they are from all political parties.
Right.
They're
And
just
for those of you who may be watching and thinking to yourself, what, like the shape-shifting lizards are doing this or something? Stay tuned. Okay, we got information that's not, maybe not in this episode. We're going to be going, deep on a lot of episodes, but you need to understand people have been killed over the information we're sharing. And by the way, do something. Y'all know what I can do. Talking to the ones who would try to stop us. They stopped trying to kill me a while ago because lead breastplates don't help against hyperspatial attacks. So anyway, so yeah, we'll be telling you all, basically everything, all of it. Just stay tuned and share. If you've had enough, the least you can do is like and share.
And subscribe.
well, and I think how they've got everyone confused is because your trusted main well, I don't mean trusted. Your mainstream pharmacies like Pfizer and all the rest of them, they have adrenochrome available, but it's not the same kind of adrenochrome
Yeah,
that I'm
right.
speaking of.
We're not talking about the synthetic adrenals that you get for prescription. Totally not the same thing. Okay, if they could put this stuff in pill form, believe me, they would, and they'd sell it. Okay,
Right.
um, just the sheer amount of money they would make off of people being able to tailor your own moods, and believe me, folks, that's coming. But no, that's not the same stuff.
Well, and I felt like it was probably put out to divert and desensitize and desensitize people into thinking that, it's not the other adrenochrome isn't, that there's this adrenochrome and that's it.
Building on your point, it seems to me maybe just possibly just throwing this out there. What if they named it? What if like, because we all know the elites are interfering with the conspiracy community. So what if the elites put the word adrenochrome on the stuff to make it less scary when they finally get exposed?
Well, and that's what I was meaning by desensitizing people towards it
Gotcha.
and, diverting attention away from what the adrenochrome we're talking about.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, I just had a really dark thought.
Oh, that's a switch.
Could you imagine a commercial for kids on the black market, like a ShamWow commercial?
Oh, geez. Given the fact that they just put out that "will convert your children" video, it wouldn't surprise me if that's coming. You know, people, it's getting to the point where they're obvious about it. The Vatican has erected a statue to Moloch. Uh, they're openly trying to legalize post-birth abortion. People, they're just being honest now and counting on people no, it's all part of this show. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Okay, you all need to ask yourself why the Vatican erected a statue to the child eater.
Right. And why they have your pineal gland is shaped like a pine cone. And all around the Vatican, all around Vatican City, a lot of religious places, they have that pine cone up in statues.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's everywhere. The thing is that the pineal gland has been known about since ancient Greece, and it's the code is embedded everywhere for, as the Bible would say, if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you know. But yeah, what you're saying about the Vatican and how it's shaped like the pineal gland, you're absolutely right. Folks, what the pineal gland does and why it's so important is you guys might have heard that the pineal gland is a third eye. That is true. It is, in fact, a biological ocular sensing organ. The big mystery is, well, why was it in your skull? No light gets to your skull. That's so it can see what it's built to see, which is non-visible light. Okay, things like electromagnetic waves, things like that. Now, y'all know sharks hunt via electromagnetic waves, so it should be no shock that humans, okay, especially like those of you who have a really good sense of direction, where do you think that comes from? It's
Right.
not just random. Okay, your pineal gland is working. Okay, so the pineal gland can sense these things, hyperspatial waves, electromagnetic. We don't fully know what all the pineal gland can sense.
Right. Circadian rhythms.
Yes. Hi, Karma. Exactly. But we do know that the way the rest of your brain interprets the pineal gland signals is where you get things like psychics, mediums, things like that. It's your pineal gland seeing the disturbance, and then your mind interprets it, which is why we need more science on these things rather than superstition. Because then a psychic can
Right.
just say whatever he wants, collect his check, and go home.
Right.
Not acceptable.
It's not
Kristen says,
acceptable.
Kristen says that's what the deep underground tunnels are for, harvesting children from trafficked women who haven't seen the light of day their whole lives. Yeah. Uh, yeah. China's coming clean again. An example hit China. They're coming clean about the breeding camps. I mean, it is the nightmare the artists have been trying to warn you about. It's gotten to the point.
Right.
Rage or
And
die.
we have those same underground tunnels in Seattle, Washington, and New York.
Yeah.
All over the United States, we have the
Get
same.
in Oregon.
Yeah. I've seen the ones in New York firsthand. That's where the Oka rests. They bring the
They
children
also
directly
have
to him.
tunnels here in Spokane as well that they're trying to fill in.
Right. Yeah. Oh, they're all over Washington and
Yeah.
Washington D.C. and New York, all over actually.
David
Um.
Michael brings up a good point.
Yes, exactly. Okay, all right, cool. So spiritually, what your third eye is not your pineal gland. This is a common mistake. Your third eye, you got to turn sideways, is actually located at the triangulation point between all three eyes. That's where your third eye is. Thank you for bringing that up.
Right. And so, how do we protect our pineal gland?
Well, for one thing, eat lots of good, wholesome food. I'm sorry, vegans, but your answer is not correct.
No, it's not.
My
Um.
suggestion is
Yeah.
to cover it with your thumb.
Well, and I have a little bit of a theory about why this awakening is happening is because simply bottled water. People are drinking so much water and they're not drinking tap water like they were. And tap water has a lot of fluoride and chlorine in it, and these calcify your pineal glands. So,
It depends on the county. You can actually call up your local county and find out whether or not they fluoridify your water.
right. But I feel like collectively, as a species, we're kind of doing this on our own, and I'm really proud of us.
Yeah.
Like we're innately doing it. It's nothing that's in your face about it. Why we like bottled water better than tap water and stuff, But I'm really proud of us. While we,
Karma, I'm going to take that as a meh. I'm going to take that as permission. Yes, Karma makes lemonade that's specifically formulated to help detoxify and decalcify your pineal gland. We've tested it. People have voluntarily tested it. It works. So Karma, no, not luck. LUSK, Lusk.
yes,
So
please put that in the comments or wherever you can, Karma. I would like to purchase some.
yeah, dude, do a whole link, Karma. Dude, I have been
Mm-hmm.
waiting to plug this for months, and she's like, no, not yet. Ho, 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 ho. Why not? Because I like to watch you squirm. Yeah.
The one thing that will that decalcifies the pineal gland is iodine, and you can get iodine in any seaweed, any algae, any sea products. I've tried to eat like a seaweed salad one time, and I'm too Midwestern. I think I couldn't do it.
Dude, I'm West Coast, and I couldn't do it.
I actually like seaweed. I just can't digest it. I
The
like
smell
most
of
veggies.
seaweed makes me gag.
Right. Um,
I take it you don't do much surfing.
No.
Kristen mentions you can get that from products like iodized sea salt. Good, good point.
right.
Tater says detox lemonade. Yes, please. David said sushi. Yeah, certain sushis are really good for it.
Now I can do that.
Dude,
Right?
I'm trying to change the subject, but you ever have a pain in your jaw and it won't pop?
Yes. Sometimes you guys will see me grab my jaw like this on the show. Yeah,
Can you
Sorry.
it's
stretch
located.
it? Can you
That's,
stretch it?
that's what I've been trying to do for the past 10 minutes and it won't pop.
Aw.
Sounds like you got it
That's all the
slightly out of
mouth
joint.
movement. Yeah. Raymond says, I'll keep it to the bourbon.
Raymond
Well,
Lightwing says we're experiencing massive interruptions. It's the same way whenever we go deep, right? We did the Lions Pride audience should be used to it by now. Don't forget, you guys can see the full recording, the full 4K recording on the YouTube channel.
and I'm just getting to get into the lizard thing just a little bit because we were talking about they're ruled by they're obsessed with the pineal gland, and it's because lizards are almost, I would say, in the 90% dependent on their pineal gland for survival.
Yeah.
That's how they synthesize heat. That's how they have a huge pineal gland, and it absorbs a lot of light, a lot of heat to heat their bodies up with. And so I thought that was kind of cool to know.
Yeah, that's a very, very, very cool point. Point of fact, if you guys want to look into it yourselves, there are several species of lizard and snake whose pineal gland actually extends outside of the skull and literally resembles a third eye with an iris and everything.
Right. And that pineal gland is their survival. I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah. We got, okay, Karma Lusk says elevated.elixir.co on Instagram. I'm trying to post it in the Shadow Zone chat, but it won't let me because I'm not able to log in. Yeah, StreamYard. Excuse me. StreamYard's giving me this weird thing where every time I log in, it logs me out. So I'm in this weird loop. So I'm joining the show as a guest.
so we have a few more minutes. Um, does anyone have anything that they would some information they'd like to leave, or any questions that we could try to answer? I'll try to answer them, but probably Cass will answer them.
I'll try not to.
No, no. If you know the answer,
Yeah, I've been hunting these people for 30 years, so I'm a little jumpy to talk.
I
Oh,
got
yes,
you, brother.
Gatorade. Thank you.
I got you for the elevatedelixir.co
Thank you,
Instagram.
broski. Thank you, broski. If you could throw it on the screen, that
Already
would be
did.
awesome. Cool.
Oh, I'll even put it in a banner.
Cool. Thank you.
The banner.
And Shannon is frozen for a second, which is the secondary reason I'm here. Is just like because basically, I think Global's starting to realize that my ability to sling bullshit in between silent moments is kind of second to none. If Robin Williams was still alive, he could do it better. Better. Echo. Boom, boom.
yay! Ooh,
I regret
Whoa.
everything.
I
I
think my
think my
headbuds
headbuds
are
are
working,
working.
but I need to turn them off.
Yeah. Whoa. I can
Whoa.
see my hand is so big. It can. Oh,
Is that any better? No.
oh, so much worse. I muted it so y'all can't hear it, but Jesus Louises, hive of beeses. Ugh, that was loud.
Yeah.
All right. I think we should end the show now with the technical difficulties and go for a part 2. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm game.
Yeah, because whatever's going on, she can't even get in now. So it whatever the heck is going on. Shannon, nobody blames you. Nobody blames you. Nobody blames you. Okay.
Precisely. Well, guys, we will see you next week, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And yeah, David Marshall got a point. Part 3.
Part 3. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, because the last one.
But stay tuned next week, folks, as we will be talking about the crystal skulls.
Well,
and don't forget to tune in Thursday for Tiffany's tarot cards. Get your free readings. And anything else you want to say before I send us off?
yeah, just don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't please check out bleedingviolencestudios.com and follow us around. We're doing a number of projects, basically, like, for example, we have a gaming channel, we have an adult entertainment channel, not porn, stuff like Resident Evil 8 or Werewolf the Apocalypse, games that Shark can't watch. So, these things then fund Global United Studios, which then fund events and investigations, etc. So please support the channel. We have merch. We have lots of ways you can donate. And you can check out our Patreon. And one of these days I'm going to get all this recorded so I don't ramble. I hate talking about money and saying, hey, could you pay us for the free show? That's why we offer coffee cups and teddy bears and such. I'm going to shut up. Brian, do something.
All right, guys. We will catch you next week. Bye-bye,
Love
y'all.
y'all. Be safe out there.